who are the lawyers collecting those fees. But let me tell you something. If the UNC have something good, you know what it is? We have real good lawyers in the UNC. And they can run how far? They can run how far? They cannot hide from us, because if we have to go to the Privy Council on this matter to get disclosure, we will take Rowley, Imbert, and Amos straight to the Privy Council for them to expose how much monies that they have spent on these lawyers. That is your money that they are spending. When you cannot get road and you can't get water in your tap, they are busy paying lawyers. They are busy paying lawyers. That is what this government is doing in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I want to spend some time on what is taking place in our party. We have to go through this process. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, leading the executive of this party since 2010, has always abided by the word, the spirit of the Constitution, and has called elections when they were constitutional due in the party. She has never postponed national executive elections, leadership elections. But there's a dirty campaign being run by the other side. They are trying to pull along people on this side so that they could look good. If you have to pull along somebody for you to look good, it says a lot about you. It says a lot about you. And then I have seen this poster being circulated, that they are saying that if they take charge of the national executive, they are going to call a national congress for the position of political leader to be up for elections. So what they want to do is that they want to hijack, they want to infiltrate. That is a palace coup of the current executive to remove Kamla Persad-Bissessar. 3 of them are running as deputy political leaders. Article 28 of the UNC Constitution says that the deputy political leader constitutional duty is to assist the political leader, not get rid of she. That is what the Constitution says. I mean, if you want to run for the position, at least read the Constitution. And if you don't have time to read the whole thing, just go to Article 28. That is all. Just go there. But they are trying to undermine the current executive. And we are asking you on June the 15th, do not allow anyone to hijack the party that you have worked so hard for. You have toiled in the hot sun, in the rain. You have come out Monday after Monday when we have protests. You have been in front of the parliament when we walk as candidates. You have been the loyal soldiers with us. They have been fighting us silently behind the scene. You remember when 3 votes or 3 ballots were spoiled in the presidential election when we put up a candidate? I can't say who they vote for, but I can tell you who I vote for. But ladies and gentlemen, they have been undermining this party, and I'm asking you to stand up in defense of the United National Congress. I want you to vote for all 17 stars. And I see that they are coming with clasped hands and say that they are praying hands. If you are running a dirty campaign, when you pray, you must pray with clean hands. You must pray with clean hands. And you cannot use PNM propaganda to win a UNC election. Don't try that. Do not try to use PNM propaganda to win a UNC election. And before I close, I want to let you all know that I hear people talking about gifts and all kind of thing like that. No political party owns a vote or owns a constituency in this country. But what I can tell you is that they are loyal, dedicated soldiers of the UNC that continues to allow certain constituencies to be within the folds of our great party. And our leader and the executive entrusted certain individuals to lead those loyal soldiers. And today, those loyal soldiers have been betrayed. And you must send a resounding message on June 15th that we are going to not take any Judas in our party. Just like the wise men followed the star, on June 15th, all of the wise men and women will be following the star on that ballot paper. You're going to put the X by all 17 stars. return this executive under the STAR team led by Kamala Persad-Bissessar as the next UNC national executive so that we can take back power again from this wicked, corrupt PNM government. I thank you very much, my brothers and sisters.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Thank you, MP Saddam Hussein. And let me tell you, that is one of our young, bright, shining stars that you will see on the STAR team, one of our young candidates. Speaking of youth, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our young councillor from the electoral district of Enterprise North, Esmeralda. I'd like to welcome him as he presents our STAR candidates. Please welcome Councillor Justin Lee Stewart.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Good night, everyone.
Everything you
It is my honor to introduce the second batch of the STAR team candidates. Internal Relations Officer Wilfred Nicholas Morris, pursuing an MBA in Oil and Gas Management, achieved certificates in Parliamentary Management, former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador and Commonwealth Youth Parliamentarian, served as chairman of the UNC Youth Arm from 2011 to 2015, served as International Relations Officer from 2015 to date. Nicholas Morris.
Cause you're a sky full of stars.
Elections Officer, MP Arnold Ram, holds a BSc in Electrical and Computer Engineering from the UE and an MBA from Heriot-Watt. Served as Research Officer of the UNC from 2010 to 2015. Then served as Policy and Strategy Officer of the UNC from 2015 to 2020. Member of Parliament for Caroni Central and Shadow Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the path.
Treasurer, Alderman Viliana Ramata Singh. Prolific businesswoman who is known for event management and fundraising. A committed servant of the UNC for over 30 years as an invaluable member of this party. Serves as the UNC Alderman in San Fernando City Corporation.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Woo! Give it up for Justin Lee Stewart, Enterprise, Esmeralda. Listen, stars that shine in the night too, you know. We're full of stars. Give it up for the stars. It gives me a privilege to introduce the councillor for Kunapir, Mr. Richard Sukdev, to introduce the next batch of stars.
Good evening, UNC family. How are you this evening? Could we get a shout? UNC in the house. One love, one team, one leader. You agree with me? Put your hands for our leader this evening. A pleasant good evening, and it's an honor to introduce some of our candidates from our STAR team. And it's a STAR team. It's not just a team, but a STAR team. Our first candidate I'm going to introduce this evening is MP Ravi Ratiram, our former UWI Guild President, holder of a UWI BSc in Engineering and an MBA from Angela Ruskin University, the present Member of Parliament for Couva North and Shadow Agriculture Minister, and served as a party organizer from 2015 to present. Our second candidate in this batch for the star team is none other than the present party organizer, the candidate for party organizer, MP Barry Padarat. Let's hear it for him. And before entering politics, active politics, he served 4 years in the Foreign Service. They have a nickname here for him, call him the Peppermouth MP in the Parliament. He served Princestown people and served as Central Coordinator from 2022 to 24. And he is a Shadow Minister for Public Utilities, a very vibrant young man. Our third candidate in this batch is someone who is new to the executive. I'm going to call on the candidate for Vice Chairman, Mr. Hamlin Jailal. Mr. Jailal, I've known him for quite a long time also. He has served the UNC for over 25 years as the campaign manager in the Tonapuna constituency. He has also served as the chairman of NIPDEC and has been involved in global business for over 3 decades. Put your hands together for candidate Hamlin Jailal. And I see the star has now, my final star candidate has walked in. For party chairman, the Honorable MP Devendranath Tanku. Let's hear it up. Give it up for him. Mr. Tanku was a former General Secretary from 2012 to 2020, former Chief Economist to the Leader of the Opposition, Member of Parliament for Urupuch West, and he serves as the Chairman of our great party from 2020 to the present day. Let's hear it for Devendranath Tanku. It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce now our next speaker in this great meeting here, representing the team. I'm going to ask Mr. Sean Sobers to come to the pulpit at this time. Let's hear it for Sean Sobers this afternoon.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow.
Good evening, Chaguanas East. Chaguanas East, you could do better than that. Chaguanas East, let me hear you. Good evening to the Honorable Political Leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, Senior Counsel, Honorable members of both Houses of Parliament, members of the current and the winning National Executive, and to all persons locked on via different forms of media, and most importantly, our UNC membership, our faithful, our stakeholders, who I personally graciously thank you for your time and support as we continue the battle within Trinidad and Tobago for peace, bread, and justice. I know many of you haven't seen me on a public platform for quite some time, but I must tell you that I have been dedicating a lot of my time to further my academic studies. As I believe that you are never too old to learn, I take this time to publicly thank tonight the Almighty God for giving me the strength to continue with my focus required during that period of time, my family, my loving wife, and my golden daughter. But I also want to publicly thank our political leader. our political leader who consistently indicates to all of us that the future of this nation is within our children's book bag, that the only true way out of poverty is through education. And she has supported me tirelessly and consistently, calling me at varying hours of the day and of the night, ensuring, Sean, you pick up your book, Sean, you log on to the class, Sean, you read your notes, because she knew that I was doing this course of study, and she was always there giving me golden nuggets of advice to continue to press on. Whilst I'm glad to be here at this public forum and platform tonight, I really and truly wish that the circumstances could have been better. I stand before you, Chaguanas East, with quite a heavy heart. Our country, our beloved Trinidad and Tobago, is under siege. Crime and criminality is rampant within our country, and there appears to be no formidable opposing force to curb this scourge. Daily, we are faced with gruesome and heinous headlines of murders, home invasions, robbery, rape, and now just last week, the emergence of kidnapping for ransom for that young Anisha Hussein, who by the grace of God is now home with her family members. Situations where at murder scenes, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service rounds and Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force rounds are being found at these scenes, utilized in the commission of these offenses. Trinidad and Tobago is a country now where bandits and murderers are marauding in vehicles with heavy tint and blue lights and sirens, dressed in police fatigue and Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force fatigue, committing serious crimes against law-abiding citizens within this country. Whereas recently, and I heard MP Rishi Sicharan, I was listening to the broadcast, because of the heavy traffic, whilst I was commuting, I had to ask my companion in the car with me, our future treasurer for this party, to take the wheel while I had to run and scamper to the hall. I heard MP Sicharan indicating and speaking about the incident yesterday at the Port of Spain General Hospital. But I wonder if you really recognize what took place yesterday evening. These group of fellas, at about 7 o'clock in the evening, pull up in Belmont Circular and spray down a set of people. And because their job, was not completed, they decided to finish the job. And so they tailed the ambulance to the Port of Spain General Hospital. And whilst persons, because you know how that hospital is, everybody clamoring to get into the hospital to get services rendered unto them, while people, members of the public, entering into that hospital, these emboldened gunmen jump out the vehicle and spray down the hospital, killing off the intended targets. Now, I know that is something that sounds strange. It seems as if it came out of a movie theater. But that played out in Trinidad and Tobago in our capital yesterday evening. And where's the response from the Minister of National Security? Where's the response from the Prime Minister? Where's the ire? Where's the anger for something like that happening at the Port of Spain General Hospital in the capital city of Trinidad and Tobago? Nothing. Nothing. And that is what we all have to deal with as citizens of this country. Terrifying videos being circulated daily, showing victims being robbed and beaten in their homes. Violence in schools continue to plague our nation. We remember the children of that Rosary Hill Primary School who were forced to lay on the school floor while gunmen shot up outside of that school. And no significant, forceful response to that type of crime and criminality by this PNM administration. Our citizens daily now, when you go around the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, you see citizens are now forced to spend their hard-earned money that they save up to send the children to school, to university, a little money they save up to beautify their homes. They have to transform their homes into fortresses with high walls
and security fences and gates, to invest in camera systems, and to purchase what I am being informed, reliably informed, security dogs, some of them at a cost at $30,000 for a dog, just to protect yourself because the state has failed to protect you. All of these things occurring under either the helpless or sleepy gaze of a Prime Minister and a Minister of National Security, with remarks on the public record that they are not responsible for your safety and security, that the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister have demonstrated publicly by those remarks that they've thrown in the towel, that they deliver this country into the arms of the criminal element, that the Prime Minister is on record as saying that Trinidad and Tobago is a violent society, and he has nothing to say about furthering any efforts to curb that violence within this country, that the Prime Minister at a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting indicated that he believed that crime was a public health issue, and our political leader, our astute political leader, had to put him in his place. Crime is no public health issue. It is a national security issue. It is a societal issue. It is an incompetent government issue. And that is why we need to remove them from the corridors of power. Back when he came back from Ghana without any sweet potato and yam as promised, he indicated when the reporters met him at the airport, well, yeah, Trinidad and Tobago, them criminals and them believe that this is a playground. So they're running about all over this place committing crimes. And when asked, what is he going to do about it? What is his government going to do about it? Crickets again. Nothing tangible for us to hold on to believe in, to deal with crime and criminality. But I'll tell you who is there to treat with that. That brighter days and better tomorrows are right around the corner. That under UNC administration, led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, Saddam Hussein said it, would support stand your ground legislation to repel bandits when they come into your home to rob and rape and murder people within your homes. Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the UNC will support legislation against home invasions. Her government will support giving qualifying citizens FULs to further protect themselves. Her government will further empower the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to fight harder than ever before to wrestle this country away from the scourge of crime and criminality. Her government will support the strides that many stakeholders within this country make to make Trinidad and Tobago a safer and better place, not only for us present here tonight, not only for UNC members, for all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is the type of leadership we have, and Mrs. Persad-Bissessar. Now, this thing about crime, it isn't a Trinidad problem. Long time we used to say, well, crime in Laventille, or crime in Belmont, or crime in Diego Martin. Crime is all over. It is all over. This long weekend that passed, how many of you had friends or family members, or in your own persons, would have gone to Tobago or Manzanilla to relax? And by 6, 7 o'clock, you had to be inside because crime in Tobago too. Members of this star slate, we were up and down in Mayaro, Rio Claro, Ecclesville, Mayaro North and South, Guayari. We were there. And Mayaro, thank you for the love, right? The star team thanks you for the love. But we were there. And whilst we were there, 6, 7 o'clock in the night when people are normally out on the beach enjoying themselves, having a time, everybody in Mayaro was locked up. Everybody was inside secured because they were afraid to go outside. We couldn't even see their MP from Mayaro. I don't know where he gone to, right? He must be locked up too. Safe and secure away from his constituents. And as I touch on that point, I want to deal with that frontally this evening with the closing time that I have. Don't worry, we're going to have a key just now. I'll deal with that too. The star team understands the needs of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But more importantly, because this is a national executive election, we understand the needs of the membership of the party. We have 2 by-elections coming up on June the 17th. One in Lengua Indian Walk and one in Queen Amon Diablo. And all of you are members of this party. And those on the other side who call themselves patriotic or the patriots or whatever, they owe a duty of care to you, the members of this party. It has nothing to do with the star team. We have to support the people, the candidates who've offered themselves up to go up for Queen Amon Diablo and to go up for Lengua Indian Walk. So when there was a public meeting with all the members of the party for Queen Amon Diablo on Saturday for Sarah, we all went down there. We didn't require any invitation. The political leader and Queen Amon Diablo didn't have to sign a letter and send it to Dr. Munilal or to Dr. Lee or to MP Padrat and tell him, you are formally invited to attend the Queen Amon Diablo. No! We were obligated to go down there to assist our sister because she's one of you, she's one of us, and we were obligated to fight for her. Not a single member of that so-called patriotic team was down there. They've not even offered to give them a bottle of water, to walk with them, to assist them, to provide resources. Nothing. They are the unpatriotic team. And that is why they do not deserve your vote come June the 15th. Vote for the star team that is actually patriotic. That actually cares about our membership and understands that post June the 15th, we have an election to fight on June the 17th. And that whatever we could do whilst we are out there campaigning, we will assist our sisters, both in Lengua Indian Walk and Queen Amon Diablo, to bring home those 2 seats because the UNC is bigger than any of us. We in the star team understand that because we are led by a real leader who understands compassion, and she has plans and policies in place to ensure Trinidad and Tobago will be the paradise that we once knew and we once enjoyed. Thank you very much.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything you do.
And Sean is one of our bright, shining stars on his star team. He's a brilliant young attorney who graduated from the University of London, practicing over a decade with a focus on civil and commercial litigation, a dynamic defender of our rights who served as an opposition senator in the 11th Parliament, outgoing policy and strategy officer, and now he will be contesting the post of research officer for the star team. Give it up once more for former Senator Sean Sobers. Well, this young lady is no stranger to our platform. She is a child of the UNC who has even been placed in handcuffs for defending this party. Nominated for a local government councillor at age 21 and then elected at age 22. In 2010, she became the youngest chairman of the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation. Former Women's Arm Chairman, Deputy Leader, and incumbent Deputy Chair of the UNC, Senator in the 11th Republican Parliament, and now your dynamic MP for St. Augustine. She holds an MBA in Leadership from Anglia Ruskin University and is currently pursuing her LLB with the University of London. Please welcome MP Khadija Amin.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything you do.
My brothers and sisters of Chaguanas, I'm seeing some St. Augustine people. Let me hear you. I thank St. Augustine for your warm love and your support for the star team and Kamla Prasad Bisesa. My friends, I listened to my colleagues before me. I listened to our next strategy officer, Sean Sobers. And you know, the recent increase in the seriousness and the frequency of crime is also infiltrating our schools.
It is a reflection of society, and it is a reflection of this government's incompetence and failure when it comes to our children. In 2024, under Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa, this country saw the best academic achievements in its history. And it was at every level. 2014. So policies from 2010 to 2015 led to that improvement in the academic performance. And in 2014, in SEA, in CSEC, the passes were highest ever. At the Cape level, A levels, there was a 94% pass rate in this country. Scholarships under the former PNM government, Manning, you had 48 scholarships. Under Kamla Prasad Bisesa as Prime Minister, you had 270 scholarships. But what is happening today? Today, we have 3,000 school dropouts reported last year. And to date, the Minister of Education cannot tell us what is happening to our children and where those dropouts are. We have a shortage of school social workers, where there are 334 needed in the schools, but you have a shortfall of more than half, 207. Our children are facing child abuse, mental health issues. You have chronic absenteeism that usually is a red flag for something wrong going on in that child's life. And you have children who are witnessing more and more violence in our society. How many of our children have murdered parents or close relatives, and they have no social worker in school to take up that slack, to deal with the social issues? There are children who don't know where their next meal is coming from, whose parents are jobless, and they are falling through the cracks. And that is why we have the infiltration of the gang culture in schools, with drugs and weapons running through. And even the students who are not delinquent, who are not part of the gangs, they too are the victims, because they are victims of violence in schools, they are victims of bullying, they are victims of sexual abuse on the school compounds. And there are a lot of parents who are now trying to get transfers for their children because they cannot take it anymore. And even those who manage to come through this PNM's education system, what incentive is there? When you come out, you get your passes, you go, you get a degree, when there are no jobs. This government has been responsible for so many places sending home people. Talk about mass firing at UTT, Petrotrin, Wassa, TSTT, and so many more. The number of young people who are out of work negatively impacts the economic growth of our country and our nation. And that is why this STAR team supports Kamla Prasad Bisesa's economic recovery plan that creates jobs for all. Let us stand and welcome the woman who will become the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa.
Your skin, your skin. This is Cody Yellow.
For the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago ever had. And with your help and your vote, Kamla Prasad Bisesa will return as Prime Minister after the next general election. This is the Prime Minister who expanded tertiary education and skills training at YTEP, MIC, NESC. And you know what's going on now? PNM closing down the NESC centers. They closed down the hotel school in Chaguanas, for God's sake. Places our young people could go to learn a skill to better themselves while they're getting a stipend and then go on to contribute to the national economy. But my friends, with the return of Kamla Prasad Bisesa, there is a return of hope. Hope for our young people. Hope for the future of our nation. We will have safety in schools again. Remember when she introduced the community comfort patrols? So you have security in the schools, but the areas around the schools, because a lot of the school fights take place in the road. We see the videos, but like Heinz ain't seeing these videos. So they shut down the community comfort patrol, and Kamla Prasad Bisesa will return safety in and around our schools. I support the STAR team because Kamla Prasad Bisesa will bring back laptops for secondary school children and give tablets to primary school children. With this government, we could barely get internet. But my friends, the days of hope are coming. The first step is for the STAR team, a united team with one leader, to return as the national executive of the UNC, to take the United National Congress back in government and return Kamla Prasad Bisesa as Prime Minister, not just for one, not just for the UNC, but for every single person in Trinidad and Tobago. My friends, thank you very much. I'm supposed to tell you, my name is Khadija Amin, and I am your, oh God, wait now. I am your candidate for the Northeast Regional Representative on the STAR team. Thank you.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you.
Thank you, MP Khadija Amin. We can do better than that. Make some more to our sister. I'd just like to bring on one of our stars who did not grace our stage this evening. And this is our International Relations Officer. He's pursuing an MBA in Oil and Gas Management, achieved certificates in parliamentary management and administration, as well as parliamentary procedure from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. Former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador and Commonwealth Youth Parliamentarian, he served as our chairman of the UNC National Youth Arm from 2011 to 2015 and served as our international relations officer from 2015 to date. And he will be contesting his post once more as international relations officer. Make some noise for Wilfred Nicholas Morris.
Listen, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nice. Come on, look at the stars shining. Come on. I am so proud to be a UNC person here. Central, Enterprise South, Richmond Enterprise South, Londonville North. Make some noise. Our female councillor for Kelly Village, Warrenville, Miss Kamla Pragu, I will introduce her on stage to bring up the next set of stars. So welcome.
Good night, UNC family. Make some noise. Let's give the rest of the nation a central welcome. Make some noise, team. It's my esteemed pleasure to bring on stage one of our shining stars from South, Oropouche East, the Roaring Lion, Dr. Rudal Muninal. He was the former deputy leader of the United National Congress, first youth officer of the United National Congress, former Minister of Housing and Leader of Government Business in Parliament, Member of Parliament for Oropouche East with over 20 years of experience in our Parliament. Let's hear it for Dr. Rudal Muninal. Our next shining star is MP Dr. David Lee. Pointer Bay. Let's welcome Dr. David Lee with over 30 years in the corporate world and finance sector with significant experience, having worked at the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago for over 15 years. Former chairman of the United National Congress between 2015 and 2017. Served as DPL since 2017. Serving his second term as MP for Pointer Bay. Our opposition chief whip, MP David Lee.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Vying for Deputy Political Leader, Senator Jerlene John, a warrior in La Hokata. Jerlene John has a track record of entrepreneurial and management excellence for over 25 years. She's a dynamic firebrand. Let's hear it for Senator Jerlene John.
I'm gonna give you my heart.
That's our 3 stars vying for DPL on the star team. We have, they call her Shanti Brigade. Let's hear it for our South Regional Coordinator, Councillor Shanti Budram. She is a stalwart of the UNC, served as local government councillor since 2010. Vice Chairman of Penal Debe Regional Corporation, serving as South Coordinator since 2010. forming dozens of party groups. Let's hear it for Councillor Shanti Pudram. I now introduce our very own home girl, Central Regional Coordinator, MP Vandana Mohit.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Former local government councillor for Columbia, the youngest mayor in our nation's history as mayor of Chaguanas, outgoing education officer, shadow minister of social development in the House of Representatives, the young dynamic member of parliament for Chaguanas East, holding a master's in arts and mass communication, governance, democracy from the University of Leicester. I present to you MP Vandana Mohit.
Oh, what things we've done, and it was all yellow.
Thank you very much. And let us send them a message that Central Trinidad supports the STAR team, our esteemed honorable political leader, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, members of the STAR team, my colleagues of Chaguanas, and you, our soldiers of the United National Congress. A pleasant good evening. Tonight, as we the warriors and true standard bearers of this great party assemble for this mutual interaction at this wonderful venue of Signature Hall, let me say aloud, the stars are indeed in alignment for this monumental battle, which is the internal election for the National Executive 2024. And we send a message. This is what a full hall in Signature Hall looks like. My friends, I want you to listen carefully. The STAR team must be elected, since they will be tasked with the singular and most pivotal assignment to take the UNC into the corridors of power for the general election 2025 to serve you. And this should be the task which all of us should be focused on. But unfortunately, the motley crew who cannot identify one thing that they have accomplished that will induce you, our supporters, the real soldiers of the UNC, to entrust them to lead you in battle. They cannot identify one thing they have done, my friends. So this evening, I want to let you know that they cower in fear in the parliament, absenting themselves on important votes, hiding from the leader, speaking ill of their colleagues. And I want to ask you, is this the substance of leaders you want? No way. You cannot trust them on the NATEX. I am telling you, Central, I want to ask of you, is that the type of behavior you want from our national executive of the UNC? We cannot repose any confidence in them, so take that out your mind. Tonight I want to ask them, who is their leader? Is it not our very own Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa? They are speaking about the Constitution, the very Constitution that they have been clamoring for its adoption and preservation. And this is their behavior today. My friends, I cannot and you cannot digest this forked tongue reasoning. It simply does not add up. I ask, what are their objectives? What are their real objectives? They are out there talking about this NATEX is ineffective and we are weak. I say to them, this NATEX, we are strong and invincible. They have said that the arms of our party are non-functional. When the women's arm, my sister Khadija Amin and myself are out there with pot and spoon, where are they? There's a senior member campaigning against the Star Slate on the basis of age, wherein it seems the experience and maturity and wisdom garnered over time must have fitted away for that person. And I say to you, remember the saying, age is just a number. Young people in this party are afforded every opportunity to grow, develop, and succeed. Look at my track record, my friends, in this great party. I was a young schoolgirl when the UNC gave me the opportunity to run for councillor for the electoral district of Kunupia. Then I was the mayor of the borough of Chaguanas. Today I am the youngest female member of parliament for this term, representing you, the people of Chaguanas East. And they are out there saying that Kamla Prasad Bisesta is not engaged in long-term planning, is not engaged in succession planning. We tell them today, look at our MPs, Saddam Hussein, Barry Padarat, Arnold Ram. Look at our cadre of local government representatives, my friends, young Kenwin Phillip, Faiq Mohammed, young councillors right here in Chaguanas East. That is succession planning. We say hats off, honorable political leader. My history as a young person demonstrates in this party that upward mobility in this party is predicated and rewarded on hard work, my dear friends, especially in the political trenches, which truly mold leaders who opposite has labored in the... I ask of you, who opposite has labored in the political trenches? Which one of them? None of them. And send them that message that we are ready with the STAR team. On June 15th, they will get a dread licking, as we say. My friends, I offer myself as the Central Regional Representative, and I strongly believe that I can make a difference to the fortunes of the party in this capacity. The Central Region is the heartland, the birthplace of this great party, and therefore it would be the pinnacle of my political career to represent your interests, the people of Central, on the national executive. My friends, the facts are plain. When they say we are not working for the observers, the facts are plain. Of the last local government election 2023, the once insurmountable enterprise districts won and retained with increased margins, while we comfortably returned other districts and made significant inroads in the one outstanding of Edinburgh 500. All newly created electoral districts were convincingly won, and all the party's machineries were properly oiled and fine-tuned for that poll. So I ask the question, don't say the executive is weak. Where were they in the local government elections? Therefore tonight I give a solemn undertaking that consequent upon my success, you will see a tremendous improvement on those results. Central would become an insurmountable stronghold fortress. And I say to you, what Central wants are persons with a strong and unflinching backbone, not persons disgruntled by the lack of an alderman position on the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, but persons willing to labor in the trenches, faithfully and dutifully serving this great party to reach dizzying political heights it deserve. Chaguanas East activists, I want to remind you that I respect you. Some of you, many of you have been working in this party long before I was born. And I say to you, do not fall for them. Central Trinidad, do not fall for them. Trinidad and Tobago, vote for the Stars. My UNC family, I say to you, this star team deserves the opportunity to map and pilot the UNC ship to ensure victory at the 2025 polls, thus enabling you, our faithful, hard-working soldiers and supporters who are the bedrock of this great institution, to enjoy a better quality of life by removing this wicked and uncaring P&M government. We will work for your safety and security, a big issue in our community. We will work to secure the vulnerable. We will work for you, the people. I say to you, our brothers and sisters, your star team is strong, willing, and able. You have seen our speakers here this evening, a full mixture of youth and experience. What better than that you want? What better than that you want? Youth and experience, the vision of our leader. We on this side know who our leader is. Wait till they have to decide who their leader is, because all of them want leadership position. Do not be fooled. Our group of stars have worked the trenches. I say to you, go out there, cast your vote for the 17 stars. Give us victory on June 15th. Long live this great and strong institution. Long live the UNC. Long live our political leader. Long live you, our great soldiers of our party. I thank you.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. And everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do. Was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so.
Listen, we have a special young lady. Age is just a number. Biden age in United States is just a number. It gave me an honor and a privilege to welcome on stage our political one and only SC, Miss Kamala Bissell-Bisesso.
zone, and it was all yellow.
Thank you very much. UNC family. To my sister, daughter, everything she could be. MP for Chaguanas East, Vandana. Thank you. I know she's been working so hard. And we were having a lot of rain, I think, today. But this hall is full and overflowing. Give yourselves a round of applause. Rain, sunshine, and stars. We are out in full force tonight. So you'll forgive me a bit. I'm having a little issue with the lights with my eyes, but I can see you well. Can you see me? Yeah. UNC and proud. UNC and proud. Thanks to our chairpersons tonight. Alderman Marissa, give her a round of applause. Councillor Brenda, give her a round of applause. Well done tonight. And these people are so UNC to the core. The councillors of the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, they printed their own shirt with the star team on it. So thank you for helping us chair these proceedings. MPs, senators, chairmen, aldermen, councillors, all of you tonight here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to the viewers and listeners joining us on the various media streams, to members of the great UNC party, I want to say a special good night to a young man who is with us tonight. His name is Rohan. And special good night. He's one of the biggest UNC stars. He comes to every single meeting. Give him a round of applause, please. And he comes to say he's here every night with us. He doesn't miss a meeting. And he comes to listen because he's visually impaired. So let's give him a round of applause. Let him hear us. To you, Rohan. We love you very much. We love you. Special good night to you and your mom. And to all of us, UNC and proud here. We are in Chaguanas as we continue to prepare for our party's internal NATEX elections. To be held when? Anybody knows? When? Saturday, say it. Saturday, June 15th. We have 2 weeks to go about. So let's not mix up the dates. Saturday, June 15th. There are some wicked people out there. They're calling people and telling them the election is only 27th. When you cannot win fair, you will never win. The election is when? Saturday, June 15, started from 8 a.m. right up to 6 p.m. The voting stations will be shared with us by tomorrow, so you'll know in every constituency, you will go to vote in your station. And I want to make something very clear. Every time we have internal elections, people turn up and say, I am a member. My name is not on the list. I can't vote, and big crying and so on. It is nothing that is unfair. You have a duty to check for your name on the list. That list is available, has been and is available today. The final list at the party's headquarters. Check for your name. That's one thing. If you're not a member, you cannot vote. Okay? You must be a member of the UNC. So all those people who talking, they don't have a vote in the UNC. A lot of people talking, not true, Rudy? People out there talking what UNC must do, and UNC and proud, you know what to do. Saturday, June 15, put your X next to the star. That's the first point. The second thing, people turn up. Look, I used to live down in Siparia, the constituency of Siparia. Okay? So when I registered so many moons ago, I registered as a UNC member with an address in the constituency of Siparia. So my name is on a list in the constituency of Siparia. But then I moved. I went to the constituency of the lion himself, Oropuch. Oropuch, which one is it? East. But when I moved to Philippines, I notified the party, so they changed the list. So my name, when I have to go vote on Saturday, the 15th, I have to go and vote where? In the station for Oropuch East. So I'm warning you, your name will not appear where you are living today if you moved from somewhere else. When you registered as a UNC member, that address will be where you will have to vote in that constituency. Do we understand? Because people turn up and they cry and they really want to vote, but your name cannot appear on 2 lists. And if you did not notify the party cannot change your address and put you elsewhere. The same thing happens with EBC. So you live in down in Penal, but then you move up to some nice place somewhere else. But Penal is a great place. Give the people of Penal a round of applause. That's where many of us come from. Shanti the Brigade, give her a round of applause. She's from there. And then you move to somewhere else, okay, for whatever reason. Happens with EBC. And you turn up to vote, they can't have your name in 2 places. So I want you to check that for the next 2 weeks, the final list is available at the headquarters. That list will not change. That is a final list, okay? And therefore, all of you, you may love the UNC and you're UNC and proud, but your name has to be on a list. So I move along. We prepare, know the date, and understand it is when you registered, the constituency in which you registered, that is where your name will appear on voters list. Are we understanding? Are we clear, please? And tell all your friends and family the same thing. So here I am again to urge you, beloved UNC members, come out and vote for the always loyal STAR team. The STAR team is loyal only to you, understand that? The STAR team is loyal only to you, the UNC membership. We are not loyal to any other party, to any other group. No one else. Is UNC first, home first. The STAR team is you, and you are them. The STAR team came from the UNC rank and file. Tonight when they were introducing the members, I'm coming up in the car, listening on the radio, and Greg telling me, like, all them fellas and them have all kind of degree. Give them a round of applause. Our STAR team is a bright team. But you know what is more important? You could be bright, but you could be dotish. They're bright and smart. They're bright, they're qualified in various areas or experiences, but also they have come through the rank and file of this party. They didn't land from Mars. They didn't come from the PNM. They are UNC stars from the day they're born until the day that we voted in on Saturday. Understand that? They have worked through the ranks. So Kenwin, I was just saying about Kenwin Phillip, our chairman in the Granny Corporation, who is now going to be a Tobago coordinator. I'm listening to his resume being read out by the team we have. But I said, but I didn't realize Kenwin in this party so long. He was a youth officer, he was this officer, that officer. So many of them in the STAR team. Look, I see Nazimul. You're here forever too. Nazimul knows every single one. Give Nazimul a round of applause. All about Naz. Thank you. He knows every single one of them. So you know what? I'm seeing some kind of advertisement. They're saying, get to know the other team. Get to know them. But you already know the STAR team members because they've worked with you through the years. The STAR team is you. I said you are them. They came from the rank and file. They were never PNM. They were never PNM financiers. The STAR team, not one of them has ever betrayed our great party. The STAR team knew every one of you long before these internal elections came about. Not true? And they will know everyone long after these elections are over. The STAR team represents loyal UNC members, best interests, not those of outside groups. Talk about outside groups, you know. I want you not to be insulted by people now trying to get to know you because they want your vote. There's a reason you don't know them. It's because they never cared to try to get to know you. The only time they want to know you, guess what? To get what? Your vote. Don't get chained up. They come in, they want to know you, they want to find you, they want to talk to you. Where were they in the last 9 years? Where were they in the last 9 years when we toiled in the vineyard? We labored in the rice field and the cane field while you were there. Where were they? Where were they? They were nowhere there to look after you. Now they want your vote, and they feel they're the best thing since sliced bread and sliced roti. But they are neither sliced bread, no sliced roti. It might be sliced something else. I'll leave that for Murilal to tell you. I'm not going there. I'm just not going there tonight. So this is the first time I've seen so many outside groups and parties attempting to harass UNC members. We have something they want, don't we? We have a great party, UNC and proud. It is comical because outside groups and parties, they have been insulting, disparaging UNC members over the years. And now they're trying to tell UNC members what to do. They want to push away UNC members. Imagine, they're trying to push out UNC members. They want to push you out. You there for the 9 years and before. They want to push you out and they want to join with this one and join with that one. And everybody want to join with whoever these people are. They are not UNC, remember that. UNC and proud first, remember that. No one must come to displace you. So when they want to join, and they say if Kamala not joining with them, well, they will join with who? X, Y, P, and Q. And if Kamala don't join with them, well, they'll fight Kamala, they'll fight EP, and they'll fight anybody you want. We are UNC and proud, and we will stay strong. I want you to understand that. Why everybody want to join the UNC now? Why? Because you see, we are going on the road to victory in the next general election. Everybody wants a piece of the UNC, but nobody wants to come to do the bulwark and the groundwork that you all have been doing. They want a parachute from the top. They want to come in from the top. That will not happen. When people say in Kamala not talking with them, look, I don't want to tell people they lie, but they lie. Somebody want to jump through my window. I mean, really? I mean, the only person who jumped through my window is Dr. Greg. They want to break down my door and jump through my windows. Please. So don't get chained up with these lies. Somebody else saying, they're trying to talk to me for how long? What they want to talk to me for? They want a seat from the UNC. They want safe seats from the UNC. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Will not happen. You all have labored too long. Too long, too long, too long. And I will not let it happen. I will stand as the doorkeeper, the window keeper, and the gatekeeper to protect the children and the people of the UNC. So we will win the next election. The membership knows that because you all have been working and fighting against this wicked, oppressive government for years. The UNC membership must always be treated with respect. I have no tolerance for anyone who disrespects our great party and our beloved membership. I love and respect my party, and I'm very proud of you. It is a star team that has always stood with you. We have been together in good and bad times. We have always been and always be UNC and proud. And we have younger generations of UNC members who are growing up UNC and proud. So listen. I saw something recently in an article over the weekend. I find it to be very wrong. I find it to be very damaging. And it's about the generation they call Gen Z. Barry always tells about Gen Zs and Wen Zs and so on, okay? Maybe he's part of that. Saddam, are you part of them or you're too old now? So Gen Zs, I'm speaking to you tonight. That young generation, born between 1997 and 2012. So the age range is below 27. Am I correct, Gen Zs? Are you below 27? Or any Gen Zs here tonight? Barry put up his hand, boss. Saddam put up his hand too. Khadija, don't try. Don't try. So the Gen Z is below 27, below 25 and so on. I want you all, if we can see, there's a clip of an Express article, headline, Gang Videos Can Influence Youths, Criminologists, Coverage Gives Voice to Communities, but gang violence can influence youths. This is local news. In that article, the criminologist is noted as saying, and I'm quoting this now, on the other hand, he said, the country's youth population, particularly Gen Z, has become more engaged in crime. See what's happening there? Gen Z, more engaged in crime. I'm seeing more and more the Trinidadian Gen Z is wrongly being branded in a negative manner. Well, we brand our young people in this manner. What are we saying to them? And so there are those who are branding Gen Zs wrongly. It is wrong to say that Trinidadian Gen Z is more engaged in crime. That's not true. All ages of people are engaged in crime in this country. Is that not true? At every age. Why are you branding the young people? I believe this stereotyping and branding of an entire generation is dangerous and damaging. I think people should stop perpetuating this generalization. It is wrong and destructive to the psyche of an entire generation, of our young ones. The fact is the vast majority of our Gen Zs are very productive, they're very constructive. My grandson, my grandnieces and nephews, many of our supporters who are great young people are Gen Zs. Every generation there's a minority committing crimes. We are all a bit rebellious when we were young, yes. As older people, we must always remember that we were also young once and made mistakes. It is part of growing up and finding a way in the world. Gen Z is a good generation, and they will do well. And I ask you to go and look for them, because we need their votes on the 15th of June. We need their votes on the 17th of June for the by-elections, and we need their votes, most of all, to wipe out this wicked, oppressive PNM government. I've said before, and say again, the STAR team and I support the same policies and plans. Now, I didn't know, I heard one speaker tonight, coming up in the car on the radio, saying that the other team, the other slate, they're saying that they will go to a national congress of the UNC to remove me as political leader. Who said it? Saddam. That's true. Well, I believe Saddam. That fellow is a real, loyal, honest, bright young man. Thank you, I believe him. And I was shocked. So this whole election is a charade for them. This whole internal to put a national executive is not about putting the best and the brightest persons to take us into government. It's about coming to use in our text and whatever little support they have to move me. Fellas, that on God's face, you will not see. You will not see. You will not see. Because we must make sure that every UNC member votes, put your X next to the star. Vote for that star to keep a stable party, to give us the best chance to go into government and wake up this PNM. What a shocking thing. What a shocking thing. And then on the other side of their mouths, they're saying they're going there to help the political leader win election. They are there to help the UNC lose the next election, and we should never allow that to happen. Never, ever. We can only win this general election with an executive which supports the same policies and plans as the rest of the UNC and that of your leader. That other slate, they have no plans. They have no policies to secure you or your family. The STAR team has specific anti-crime plans and policies. Some have been shared here tonight. I've shared others. These policies include stand your ground laws. Stand your ground laws. And UNC members, when the PNM comes to you, stand your ground as a loyal and dedicated UNC member. We'll have laws to deal with the offense of home invasions. We'll have allowance for the right to bear arms. And we'll modify the current legislation to make acquiring firearms by law-abiding citizens easier. 4, changing legislation to make gating communities easier, gated communities. 6, increase the complement of municipal police. 7, introduce police officers full-time in all schools. 8, restructure the Ministry of National Security. 9, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Justice. 12, increase in retirement age for the TT Defense Force to align with other arms of the protective services. 13, diplomas, undergraduates, and postgraduate degrees in policing for recruits, combined with a police apprenticeship program. 14, pre-trial detention and bail reform. 15, individual risk and financial assessments. 16, minimum security detention centers. And the list goes up to about 45. We have plans, we have policies. I share this tonight because I'm reading in the newspaper over the weekend, an armchair politician in one of the daily newspapers. Whole column is about me. Entire column is about me and the UNC. You know why? Because last time I spoke to you all in a big meeting, I called out all the eater food lawyers. And that man writing armchair politician has every not good thing to say about me and the UNC. Why? Because I call them out and we call them out again. Saddam asked a question today, we call them out in the millions of dollars. So that whole column is about me. I felt so good. I really felt good because it means, your mom always tell you, Ma say, hey, they don't pelt mango. They don't pelt mango tree unless the mango ripe. So friends, I am not bothered, and you not be bothered. Those who disparage us and discourage us because they do not want us to win. They're smelling the victory. They're tasting the UNC victory, and some of them, they do not want it to happen. So don't get discouraged. I find sometimes we get chained up with the false narrative of the PNM. Sometimes I go in a meeting and they're bad talking this one in UNC and that one. How do the bad talk Hines? Man sleeping on the job. How do bad talk Gonzales? People can't get water in this country. They don't bad talk none of them baseless, useless PNM. So don't wash your mouth on no UNC. We are UNC and we are proud. We are UNC and proud. I'm down to 16 minimum security detention centers. 17, law to prevent incarceration of non-violent drug offenders. These are addicts who need help. 18, ankle bracelets and house arrest. 19, state support for children whose parents may be in jail. 20, a fund for children who have lost one or both parents to crime. A fund to help those children. Revamping of the Witness Protection Program. 22, construction of a forensic science complex and training facility at the UWI Davie campus. I said I'm sharing my policies because the other team has none. They have none. They have nothing. They're using the same PNM rhetoric about constitutional reform. Same PNM narrative. They want to build headquarters. Balization style, corruption, to build headquarters. Why don't you talk about how you're going to build homes, about houses for the people of Trinidad and Tobago? That's what you have to talk about. That is what you have to talk about. So I told you of this armchair politician writing about me and you in the Sunday papers, right? And he said, well, Kamala must bring her plans. I said, but this man don't listen to nothing. Because I've been sharing these plans and policies repeatedly, over and over. So I said tonight I'll give him 45. Should I do it? All in one go. Let's go. 24, enforcement of drug and liquor laws about minors. 25, enforce a zero tolerance approach to any physical violence in schools. 26, review legislation to enable citizens to hire private lawyers representing their interests at hearings for party and bar license. They should bring their own lawyers. They should bring their own lawyers because any lawyer, Sean, law practicing, Saddam, any of the lawyer practice, you know what happens. I'm not blaming anybody, but they should be able to bring their own lawyers when people come to apply for bar license and noise party license. Moving along to 27, legislation for mandatory cut-off time for all public events requiring dance hall license not held within an enclosed building. Of course, exceptions for the carnival season. St. Augustine people, they are always texting about the noise, the noise, the noise. People holding big party and so on. They must have a cut-off time. You can't be lying on your bed, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Your children have to go to school the next day and what? Noise. We should have a cut-off time. We should have a performance assessment of social projects in national security. 29, restructure social programs that have become gang and criminal activity havens. I'll stop at number 30. All I have more, and I'll continue on another day. So number 30, perform a short-term assessment to identify the scale of involvement of illegal immigrants in criminal activity. I'll continue that list. I've given you 30 policies and programs to help us in the fight against crime, which I think is bothering every single person in our country at this time. So, we move along, and I talk again about the STAR team. Where are the anti-crime plans of the other slate? They have none, and guess what? They are just like the PNM. They have no plans or policies to fight crime. None, none. We have the plans, and we'll implement them when we return to government. Look at the bottom of the screen. Perhaps you will see the ticker tape running some of our plans. As I say, like the PNM, the other team, the other slate, none. They're just PNM handlers. They have no plan or policy to protect you and your family. Just like they're PNM handlers, they have no plan or policy to give you a better quality of life. Their only plan, as I say, is to come to vote with the PNM or run away from Parliament. Whenever we have outnumbered the PNM, they run away, they abscond. I say they break bish, they just disappear. Don't ever forget. I think Saddam mentioned the presidential vote. How deceptive can a person be? When as a party, we have a plan to go forward. Not once did one single person say to me, did they tell you, Rudy? Chief Whip, did they tell you, where's David, the dragon, where's it? Right. Did anyone ever tell you
the UNC has come and
the candidate of the UNC?
that everybody of integrity
They sit down like little snakes in their seats. So one sitting next to me, by the way. One still sitting next to me, the Parliament, sitting on my left hand. Not David, he's on my right hand. They sit so deceptive, I'm sorry to say this word. Treacherous is the word. I withdraw snake. There's only snakes in the Balaji, so let's leave the snakes in the Balaji. Treacherous. How deceptive can you be? And when time to cast your vote, behind the speaker's chair in secret, one spoiled the ballot, he put 2X. Is a he? Might be a she, I don't know. I really don't know which one. I told you last time it's only God. And that person knows, they know. But what happens in the dark will come to light. One day, it will come to light. So 3 people treacherously went and betrayed your great party in that presidential vote. And for what? What did they gain from that? Did it mash up the UNC? No. What happened? It happened and we moved along. We went along and we continued to work. I don't know what they felt they would have done. Is it something to me? Something to Chief Whip? Something to DPLs? I don't know what damage they thought voting with the PNM would give them. What advantage? One day we'll find out. I hear one sister get some big work or house. Is a house? A work or a house? Both. I hear one husband get a promotion. You know, all comes to light, you know, it comes to the light one day. When you sell your soul for 30 pieces of silver, you know what happens. You betray the very people who gave you the position that you are in. So their only plan, as I say, vote with the PNM or run away, the auto general vote, we talked about that. We would have outnumbered the PNM on that day. but guess what? I told you, they couldn't stay in the parliament. I think they went out to campaign. Maybe they did for their team. So the general election campaign has started, you know. Whilst we have 3 elections coming up in this month of June, this is the run-up to the big one, the general election. The PNM has started their campaign through the other slate. We know all the PNM talking points and propaganda. The other slate runs an identical PNM propaganda campaign. Based on what? I told you before, Constitution and patriotism. Those are the PNM buzzwords, fool words. Identical campaign. Have you noticed it? The Constitution reform and the patriots. They are doing the dirty work of the PNM. Their campaign seems to be designed to facilitate every propaganda talking point of the PNM. The other slate looks to campaigning for the PNM for 2025. The PNM local government campaign, I want you to remember, was based on what? Local government reform and patriotism. And they were standing on the platform and I said, what's wrong with Kamala? She's not talking about local government reform. Because yes, it's important. They talked it till they stopped talking it. It's just dead, gone out the window. All those promises of local government reform. As the councillors here tonight, not one word out of all that reform and law has been implemented. The only one they attempted to implement was, guess what? To postpone the local government elections. Thanks to the brilliant lawyer Anand, we took them to the Privy Council and they were forced to call that election. So here they are again. Constitution reform. Big committee set up with somebody and somebody and somebody else. Doesn't matter who the people are. It's a sham. It's a charade. Constitutional reform. I am of the view they will do with that what did with the roadmap to recovery, the PNM. They will take the report of that Constitutional Reform Commission and convert it into their manifesto. To come with all these bright ideas, election come and go on. If they win, God forbid, none of it will happen. Nothing will happen. The charade and the lies and fooling of everyone in this country. So don't get chained up. They invite me to constitutional reform. They invite all the MPs. I say they cancel it. We're not partaking in that charade. Get out of office. The UNC will deal with constitutional reform when we get back into office. So it is no coincidence that the other team, the other slate, are parroting, repeating the same messaging of the PNM. I said you, Constitution and patriotism. Wholesale, word for word. So, listen, I told you earlier today, Greg had the TV on in another room, and I was half asleep, and I'm hearing the voices, okay? In another room, I'm hearing. I'm not seeing the TV, but I'm hearing. And I could have swear was the other dissident team of the UNC talking. And they were talking, but I swear it was the PNM. Because it was the same narrative. Same story, same thing. Kamala can't win election, UNC wicked, they waste of time, they're a South-based party, they're this, they're that, all the bad things. And who they talking about? You. I see a man on a platform who sits next to me in Parliament. You know, that kind of hurting me, you know. Chief Whip, we should do something about that. The Bible tells us there's no greater sin than ingratitude. There's no greater sin than ungratefulness. The Bible tells us. So, I see a little video somebody sent me. I don't know why people send me these things to get me vexed. And I'm seeing this person talking. Nobody of integrity wants to have anything to do with the UNC. So why are you in the UNC? You are not a person of integrity, obviously. No person of integrity wants to have anything to do with the UNC. But you fighting tooth and nail for your partners to come and take over the UNC. It will not happen. Will not happen. What kind of integrity is that? You've been here for 15 years, man. Ungratefulness. No greater sin. No greater sin. Okay, Melville. Okay, Melville. Okay. Give a round of applause. So when I tell you, I know you, I didn't even see him, I just hear the voice, and I know that voice. I know our beloved UNC members. So, same PNM propaganda. Kevin, did we have a clip about the integrity?
The UNC party that everybody of integrity wants to avoid. The UNC has come as a party that everybody of integrity wants to avoid. He has come as that everybody of integrity wants to avoid. Nobody wants it.
Wow. Nobody of integrity wants to have anything to do with the UNC, but you're there campaigning with a team, with a slate, to take over the UNC. What is the word for that? I can't find a word. No, I don't think that's the word. That is something worse than that. Ravi Ratcharan is Maha Nimakaram. But there's something worse than that. I think something is wrong with your brain. I think JJ tells us on the platform sometimes that go and check out Mother Corn Hawks, remember? Yeah, because something is wrong. You campaigning to take over the UNC, but saying nobody with integrity wants anything to do with the UNC. You gotta be crazy. Something is very wrong. So let's move along. Pure PNM propaganda. That's what the PNM does to us all the time. UNC people, they make you lesser, belittle you. Not true? They make you feel wrong, something wrong with them. People in them yellow shirts, but something wrong with those in the red shirts. These people have bipolar is a very good word. Thank you. Thank you. Who is that? Wade or Nicholas? Thank you very much. Bipolar. Well, I feel some of these people are not bipolar. I think they're quadruple polar. Triple polar and quadruple polar. Today they're here, tomorrow they're there, next day they're there, all over the place. They don't know if they're coming or going. But what they're doing, spreading propaganda that the UNC members are a stain. People to be insulted, laughed at, and dismissed. They spread false PNM propaganda that UNC members are not worthy and we have no integrity. I can tell you, you are valuable UNC members. I tell our membership, you are intelligent, you are diligent, you are the most wonderful persons on the face of this earth. I love you all. To me, every one of you is beautiful, brilliant in my eyes, and you are all shining stars. So on Saturday, June 15, join the stars. Put your X next to the star on the ballot. Yes, that's it. United, we will win. Look at the stars. I've learned these words by heart. I stumbled on this song just by mistake, even before this election. Don't let them come and tell you I choose this song for the star team. Coldplay. Anybody knows Coldplay? Some of us a little older knows Coldplay. The Gen Zs may not know Coldplay from years ago. And just by chance, because I love music, so I go up and I go on the YouTube and look, and I found it, and I was playing this song long before any internal election. Say yes, please, because the other side said I pick it just for the stars. I chose this song a long time ago. I love the words. Look at the stars. See how they shine for you and everything you do. And they are all yellow. Yellow. We are all. So, members, I am proud to be UNC. I have the UNC in my heart. They don't want us to wear this symbol. Some small lawyer, a lawyer who tried to do an election petition and they throw the case before the case even started. He didn't lose, they throw it out before the case even started. He wants to say we must not wear the UNC logo. Well, you see me? I wear the UNC in my heart, in my soul. I do. And when they try to destabilize us, Let them know we are proud. We are very proud to be UNC. Let nobody chain you up. For too long, UNC members take chain up that we're not good enough. We're not good enough. Those armchair politicians, the elitists up in the Northwest, everywhere else in the country is a waste of time for them. But when you look at a map, almost the entire map is what? Yellow. Yellow. So we are UNC and proud. And so whilst the others are trying to destabilize and damage our party to help the PNM, we are going deeper and deeper and deeper in the country in chaos. The murder rate is today about 246. More murders than days in the year. We are in a state of total chaos. I would like Kevin to put up the clip. DJ Sheriff, attack on police officers. One of you spoke of it tonight. An attack on the police. Can we get it up, please? There it is, okay? A 38-year-old police officer and his wife were robbed and beaten in an early morning home invasion by two armed gunmen in front of their two children. Then, the home invaders relieved the family of cash valuables and the policeman's badge and ID card. They told the police officer that they were hired to murder a policeman. That is why when I said, and I repeat it, I do not regret it, I do not apologize. I say to the police again, you must return fire with full force when criminals come violently to attack you. You must. Last week I heard some cowards telling the police, no, don't do that. Don't do that now. Those cowards, what they want the policemen to do? Go and tickle these criminals? Go and tickle them and play with them? Like pets? They are human beings. Our defense force, our TTPs are human beings. I tell them again, attack with full force when violent criminals come in your face. Do not be afraid. And I say that to people in their homes. Stand your ground in your home. When criminals are invading your home, stand your ground, attack with full force. And so, what they want these policemen and women to do, to walk with a pillow, to play pillow fight with criminals? Those criminals mean you no good. They mean nothing good for you. They want to take you out. So you must make sure and defend yourself. You have a family too. You have a family to go home to. When you finish your job, do your job and do it well. I tell officers again that if you hesitate to defend yourself, you will lose your life. You will lose your life. These criminals are out to kill officers. That story we put up where they're saying they came to murder a police officer. They're openly saying it. Don't take chain up from people who are looking to eat our food and looking for promotions. Our citizens are terrified and living in their own self-imposed jails, curfews, and state of emergency. In contrast to the brutal reality facing regular, unarmed, and unprotected citizens, guess what? Ministers of government, their families, they enjoy life under heavily armed, taxpayer-funded security. Heavily armed. Several beaker upon vehicle after each other, following these fellows around. But they're telling you, no defense for you, no protection for you, but they're not going anywhere. Like you have to do to go to your job, to take your children to school, to go to the supermarket, to go to the bank. You have to go all on your lonesome. They are heavily armed around them. And they too, I think, many of them are armed. And they tell you we don't support their laws. Saddam did a check for me. The UNC supported this government in passing about 35 pieces of crime-fighting law. 35. Don't get chained up. They can't get through. From 2015 to now, 35 pieces of anti-crime, crime-fighting laws we passed in the parliament. We gave them that support, but they're so incompetent. Their problem is they cannot implement. They cannot implement the law. So when the crime crisis continues, because they have operational deficits, implementation deficit. And why? because they have incompetent, I'm sorry, could I ever say, we had competent ministers. They have totally incompetent, waste of time ministers running our country. The criminals massacred 4 men last night. They shut up the Port of Spain General Hospital. Can you imagine that? You go into the hospital looking for treatment to stay alive, and the criminals invade the hospital, Port of Spain General Hospital in the capital city of Trinidad and Tobago. 4 men were killed last night, shot up. Shot by guns in the hospital, man. Look at that article, please. Hospital 4 dead. Can you see it? Express article. The suspects in the shooting followed other persons. As the injured men were being taken to the hospital by A&E, gunmen pulled up, opened fire. Medical staff and patients were sent running. And that was the state of play at the nation's capital hospital. Fitzgerald Hines, remember, appointed minister April 21, 2020. Today is what? The 3rd of June. 3rd of June. His term as minister has seen a terrifying, unparalleled, historic increase in bloody and violent crimes of all times. There have been over 1,760 murders in 1,140 days. 1,760 murders in 1,140 days under Hines. He's a minister of death and destruction. During his tenure, 1 person is murdered every 16 hours on average. 605 reported murders in 2022 was the highest annual murder total in our history. And that was under Hines, 605, 2022. 575 reported in 2023 murders in 23. That was the second highest murder total in our nation's history under Hines and this government. At the current rate for this year, our country is headed for 600 murders or more again. We will have 3 years of the highest number of murders in our history under this government and under Hines. Rowley's arrogant and uncaring continuation with incompetent Hines as minister is an act of purposeful evil being committed against our population. And so I was going to say we should replace Hines, but you know what? That won't solve it. We have to replace the entire Rowley government. They must all go. They must all go and go soon. So as I leave tonight, I thank you again for your inspiring, unwavering faith and support of the UNC and me. We need to come together hand in hand and heart to heart. This is why again I say on Saturday, June 15, 2024, put your X for the star team, put your X next to the star. And when those in Queen Anne Mandablo go out to vote on the 17th of June, Monday, 17th June, put your X next to the rising sun. And those of you in Lengua Indian Walk on Monday the 17th in your by-election, when you go out to vote, put your X next to the rising sun. Remember that Lengua seat, 1 vote we needed, you know. We got the 1 vote, then they took it away, then they took it away again, and finally, they say we tied. Just 1 vote makes a difference. Remember that all of you voting on Saturday the 15th, all you voting on Monday the 17th of June, every single vote counts. Don't stay home and say them don't win. Don't do it. Remember Lengua Indian Walk. It was a tie. And how many months later we have to go back to the polls. Come out on your numbers. Come out on the 15th, Saturday the 15th, and put your X next to the star. So, there we go. Put your X next to the star. Don't make the mistake like some MP did and put 2 X's on the ballot paper for the president. Only 1 vote per candidate. 17 stars, put your X next to the names and the star symbol. And we say we will be victorious. We are UNC and proud. As I always tell you, You will have leaders. Before me, you had them. You'll have leaders after me. But what? You will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. God bless you all. Get home safe. UNC and proud. God bless, and I thank you very much.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Let the star team come on stage, please.
Everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do, and it was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry.